Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Clayton Dembski Show, the Big Clayt podcast. Today is July 2nd, 2026, coming to you live, pre-recorded, right at 8:15 p.m. Pacific Standard or Daylight Time. Forgot to look up which one we're in right now. It's July, so there's probably a pretty straightforward answer there. But it's 8:18 p.m., 8:15 p.m. on this computer, 8:18 p.m. on that computer. Don't know why there's a discrepancy, but we've got a real good show for you today. Quick one here. Just wanted to keep the muscle fresh. Don't have a whole lot to talk about, but as always, we will see where that goes as I start yapping. 5 points on the list today. We're going to dive right into it. Number 1, grill repairs. I will be restoring an old grill that I had committed to grill death and the grill graveyard. My mother has an old grill, Nex Grill brand, 4-burner grill with an additional stovetop burner on the right panel, or on the right side to the right, and the little flip up thing next to the grill itself. You know, there's a little workbench, and this workbench on the right side pops up into a 1-burner stovetop, basically. I think she purchased it around 2016 when I was a senior in high school. We got it in a post-summer, maybe Labor Day sale or something of that nature. Whatever 3-day weekends in September, I think that's Labor Day. It served us well. We grilled a lot on it. But over the years, we let it go to shit, basically. Didn't take good care of it. Rarely, if ever, had a cover over it. Well, we had a cover, but it would rain and the water would seep through the ripped cover. It didn't get much use. And a grill you actually want to be using, either store it out of nature, like in a shed somewhere, and have it completely locked up, or you kind of want to be using it regularly so that you're burning it off constantly and you're not collecting mold, other things like that. So, she has an old grill, and the drip pan underneath has completely corroded, and it's been removed, so there's no drip pan. So when you open the grill, you see the grates, and then underneath it just falls into the propane tank holder area. So I had told her, hey, get rid of it. She moved it off her balcony down to her patio and still hasn't thrown it out yet. And then when we were in Santa Cruz last weekend for my nephew's 3rd birthday celebration weekend, the grill at the Airbnb we stayed at happened to be you guessed it, Nex Grill 4-burner with an additional stovetop burner grill. And it was in pretty rough shape, I'll be honest. But I cleaned it up a little bit while we were down there, just wiped down the outside so it was usable, cranked up the heat real high, scraped it clean inside, and then was able to cook about 30 chicken thighs, maybe 25 chicken thighs, 22 to 25 chicken thighs, about 4 pounds of flap steak on it. And that was in 2 videos ago when I put the pictures up of the Hawaiian barbecue. Was able to cook a bunch of chicken drumsticks. I think I made like 18 or 20 of those on it. So full grill. That one actually had the 3rd of 4 burners out. So I had a 1 burner on the right, 2 on the left, with the 3rd in the middle on the right side out, and was still able to get all that cooking done. And it inspired me because that grill looked like complete hell, and with a little bit of heat and a little bit of elbow grease and some tender, loving care, I was able to get it fired up to cook for 9 or 10 people all weekend. So went on Amazon, found a new drip tray to restore my mother's grill, which I will take as my own following this weekend once I cook for everyone on the 4th of July. And I'm going to repair the grill. I'm going to clean it up, and then I'll have myself a nice gas grill for easy weeknight cooking in addition to my charcoal kettle grill. So I'm pretty fired up on that. I also cleaned up, I may have mentioned it in yesterday's episode, but I cleaned up my camp stove. I have a 3-burner camp stove that runs on propane as well. That I originally got for pop-ups and then used a couple times. Used it at my apartment a bunch back in like 2024 when I had a roommate. We used to cook steaks outside so that it didn't smoke up or grease up the kitchen. So it was covered in steak fat from years ago. I cleaned it all up as well as I could with the paper towels and rubbing alcohol that I had. But that's been restored and is in good shape in case I want to camp or travel anywhere with the stove. I'll get this gas grill all set up, and I'm really fired up about that. And I feel good that we didn't throw it away. It was only like $35 to get a replacement silver drip tray, and I'll clean up the grill real well, which in my mind is free because I'll get a grill out of it, and very excited about that. So point number one, in the spirit of the Big Clayton podcast and a lot of the things we talk about here on the Clayton Dembski Show, DIY projects are right up there with some of our favorite things to do. And I'll be doing that with that grill repair. Should be here tomorrow, and by the end of the day tomorrow, I should have it all set up and ready to go, and hopefully cleaned and firing for Friday. So, sorry, for Saturday, the 4th of July. Very excited about that. I need a sip of water. I forgot to breathe. Hence the yawn. Point number two. Sticking with the spirit of DIY projects, I replaced my brake pads on my bicycle today, both the front and the back. I called the bike shop that did my chain replacement. They said it'd be $20 for each of the front and the back wheel, so $40 total for labor. I bought the brake pads myself. And also, they couldn't get me in until like early middle of next week. They said they're backed up a few days, so I decided to just watch a couple of YouTube videos, which I had already watched, but decided I didn't really want to do the work. And then when I heard $20 a wheel and middle of next week till I could ride again, I decided I need to bite the bullet and just replace the brake pads on my own. I did it. I was successful. A couple hiccups along the way. I learned a lot. I learned also that the front wheel was much easier than the back wheel that has the gears in it and everything. And the derailleur, I don't know, the thing that like extends off the gears and helps it change gears. I don't know what it's called, derailleur or something. But I fixed it, and I feel great. I saved $40. I learned something, and I feel good about myself. And that's pretty exciting stuff. I was able to ride today, which is point number 5 on the list. I'll get to that. But yeah, replace my brake pads, both front and back. I do think I'm going to need a new rotor pretty soon on the back, because I think on the ride that I initially burned through the brake pads on, that I did scrape up the rotor a bit. So I may get some interesting sounds a little bit as I continue to tear up this already beat up rotor. But the point is, the bike is braking now. It's not making nearly the same metal on metal sound that it was before, and I learned how to replace the brake pads by myself. So very excited about that, and I guess I saved $40 and learned something in the process, so can't be mad about it. I'm going to bring number 5 on my list up to number 3. Number 5, I did a 25-mile bike ride today to go test out the brakes, to get out in some sunshine, to get some exercise. My ankle and foot has really been hurting me, so I figured I would just ride for cardio today, and it was beautiful. I truly love riding the bicycle. It feels great. I only have an 18-speed gravel bike, so it's not the best on the roads for speed, but I managed to get like 14.5 mile an hour average today on 25 miles, so feeling pretty good about that. Not a ton of climb today. It was fairly flat most of the ride, but I was pushing speed more than I usually do, so that was exciting. I had to get back in time to get over to dinner at my brother's, and I'll get into that a little more here, but yeah, I didn't have time to complete this route that I wanted to do, so now I have my next long ride carved out for me, which is going to be about 12 miles to get to this road, which will then take me all around Alpine Lake, or Alpine Reservoir, whatever it's called, Alpine Dam, Bontempi Lake, up through Fairfax, come back down through Mill Valley, all along Bolinas Road in Fairfax. So I'm very excited about that. It's going to be difficult because it takes 12 miles to get there, and then that's when like the real climb starts and you get into the hills. So I'm going to have to pony up. Bonus point though, that I just remembered, on my way back when I was about 2 miles from home, there were some young gentlemen, about 7 or 8 years old maybe, that were running a bake sale and lemonade stand. So I supported, like every good entrepreneur does, and told them to keep up their entrepreneurial spirits. I was clearly their first customer. Their mother was still with them, helping them set up. I asked if I could Venmo because I don't have cash on me. She said yes. We got that all squared away. I got a mini banana muffin. I got a day or two old snickerdoodle that was clearly a day or two old because it was pretty stale. And the mom goes, well, we made the banana muffins today. So the cookies were old, but the cookies were delicious, just poor texture. Banana muffin needed a little more sugar, but it was pretty good and nice and moist. Then I got a cup of lemonade. So a nice little sugar bomb right as I finished my bike ride when I was about at mile 23 and got to support some local youth doing business. So that fired me up and just felt good and tasted good too, if I'm being frank. The flavors were good. Texture on the cookie again, not the best, day or two old, but shout out to the kids for getting out there. And I'm sure they'll rework the recipe or at least have day of cookies next time. Point number 3 on the original list, baking bread. And we'll add to that breaking bread. I baked my first loaf today. Maybe I'll edit a picture in, maybe I won't. Who knows? But it came out pretty well. Again, I used my friend Clint Bob's recipe. Very simple, bread flour, water, yeast, and salt. It's a no-knead dough, so it's very simple to make. I mixed it up last night. It fermented or proofed overnight, 12 hours on the countertop. Gave it a couple folds onto itself and a little flouring this morning around 7:30 or 8 a.m. Rest for 2 more hours while I did my bike repairs. And then baked it off in my Dutch oven for about 45 minutes, maybe 42 minutes total. Came out pretty good, a little bit denser than I would have liked, so I need to figure out why that was the case and what to do next time to improve it. I think maybe a little more yeast or a little bit better folding upon itself for some better gluten development. But either way, it came out very well. I was pretty pleased with it. It looked fairly nice for a first loaf ever and was certainly edible and enjoyable and tasty. So very fired up about that, which segues me into original point number 4, which is that I used that bread to make garlic bread entirely from scratch, which felt quite rewarding. Again, on the DIY, or I would even say Amish route today. Cosplaying as an Amish man, making food completely from scratch, doing my own repairs on mechanical systems. I guess mechanical might not be allowed in Amish, kind of more analog. I guess my bike's not electric, so hopefully the Amish can ride that because there's no electricity. But the point is, there's a reason those people are happy and enjoy their lives because they work hard, they do things themselves, and they fulfill their lives with important things like making real food to share amongst their families. Like, I don't know if they ride bicycles. So either way, off the Amish topic. But the point is, I used my own bread loaf that I made for the first time, paired that with my homemade garlic butter, and voila, garlic bread completely from scratch. Very gratifying, very delicious. I went over to my brother's to have dinner with him and my sister-in-law. I brought over a salted spatchcocked whole chicken, as is one of my favorite Big Plate recipes. Brined it last night, just a simple salt brine. Had a nice crispy skin once it was cooked, real juicy, real flavorful, nice and tender. I cooked it for about an hour and 20, maybe an hour 25 minutes on his gas grill, which I've never done before either. So it was a day of firsts. It came out quite well. I do like a charcoal bird better, but no complaints on the gas grill. And it was also tremendously easy. Obviously, you just fire it up and start going, as opposed to having to set the coals up, get those going, easier temperature control when you can control. He has a 3-burner grill, so control the zones. I kept the far right one off. The middle one I varied from off to low temperature throughout, and then the left burner had close to full tilt the whole time. Looking for around a 400-degree cook on that grill throughout, but it varied from 375 to like 440 maybe throughout the whole cook time, and cranked it up at the end for a little bit of extra crispy skin and to just finish it off with a little bit of color. So very good. Served that chicken with my, again, completely from scratch, homemade garlic bread. I made miso cabbage dressing, salad dressing, the classic miso honey garlic dressing, that has become beloved amongst my family. And we put some heirloom tomatoes in there with thin shredded cabbage. So a tremendous meal. Really enjoyed it. It was really nice to cook at someone else's house, do a little mobile setup there, bring the bird, bring the bread, some garlic butter, whip it all up over there. Had a little light vermouth and soda that my brother made. I had never had one of those before. Some sweet vermouth with some Topo Chico, a couple olives, and a slice of lemon in there. It's basically like an adult root beer and was absolutely delicious. A little bit of alcohol in there just to have a little end of the week pre-holiday buzz, if you will. We just hung out. Weekday chill. They're going to Tahoe tomorrow, so it was good to break some bread and have some sibling family time before they leave for the weekend. And it was just beautiful. Then his wife got home from work. We all ate. We went to Costco after so that they could get ice and a couple things they need for Tahoe. Yes, I did get a Costco ice cream and split it with my brother. Got the strawberry vanilla swirl. I do have a headache from the sugar and the bullshit that's in there, but my God, is it delicious in the moment. And I was like, hey, what the hell? I did a big bike ride today, and I'm kind of bored, so I'm going to get an ice cream. And I will admit, I did come home and I had one more slice of oven-baked garlic bread on my homemade bread again tonight. So a little bit off the rails today. I'm approaching 7 weeks liberated from the grasp of marijuana. Had I smoked pot tonight, I probably would have had 10 pieces of bread and 2 ice creams. So consider it a win. Body's feeling pretty good aside from my bum ass ankle and foot. Not sure what tomorrow's workout is going to be, but I got to hit something hard because I'm bound to eat some barbecue on Saturday for the 4th of July. And yeah, life is good. Life is great. Oh, I got a job offer today. The job that I had been talking about in previous episodes, I did receive the formal offer today. They said they were going to get back to me on Monday. Today's Thursday, so I was a little questioning. I wonder if I'm the second choice. Wonder if they just wanted to get through interviews with the other candidates they mentioned they were talking to. I don't know. But at the end of the day, they extended an offer today. I've got the holiday weekend to decide if I want to accept it or not. And we'll see where life takes me from here. But it was a good day overall. Feeling very grateful. Really enjoyed spending time with family today. I went and got a little bite of sushi last night with my sister who was in the area having sushi. I don't know. Did I do an episode yesterday? I might have. I might have talked about that already. I don't know. But things are great. No complaints. Things are good. Just got to keep the pedal to the metal. Still waiting on the County of Marin to get me my cottage food operation permit. But hopefully that'll be here sometime next week and I'll be able to start slinging goods. Maybe that'll be a side hustle if I take this new job. Who knows? Who knows where it fits in? Only time will tell. But I'm going to continue leading my life with gratitude, with intensity, with commitment and devotion, and focusing on family, friends, food, godly energies, and doing things that make me happy. So thank you for listening. I'm going to wrap it up there. I've got a little bit of a sugar headache from that Costco ice cream. Worth it. Don't care. And I went longer than I thought I would today. 5-minute rule. Do it for 5 minutes. If you hate it, you can stop for the day. If you want to do it, keep rolling. So on the note of the 5-minute rule, maybe I'll play a little guitar after this. Who knows? But got to keep doing my hobbies in addition to cooking. I love cooking, so that's my main hobby, but can't make bread every day because then I'll eat bread every day. So maybe some hummus coming tomorrow. I did take a couple lemons from my brother and sister-in-law's lemon tree outside their house. So maybe some fresh hummus today. And then at Costco, bonus content, we saw the pita bread in the bakery section. And I think we're going to sometime next week or the following week do some halal chicken plates or some pita sandwiches, something kind of street food like, maybe as an homage to my time in New York City eating at halal carts. So shout out Cosba Cart on like 68th on the Upper West Side or 65th. I don't know where it was at, but fire. I ate that 10 minutes after running my first half marathon. Unofficial. Okay. It was just a Strava half, but ripped 13.1 and immediately went to the Cosma cart and just smashed a big old plate. So anyway, that's it. 8:35 p.m. on the beautiful west coast of California, coming to you live or pre-recorded from Mill Valley. This has been the Big Late Podcast, the Clayton Dembski Show. Still rocking with two names because I love them both. And as always, love yourselves, love each other, be great, honor God. And I guess also, as always, go eat something you love with somebody you love. It'll make you feel good. And do it in the sunshine if you can. Godspeed. Until next time.